Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Alakazam Video Blog. Right, so it's only a few weeks till Christmas.
It is indeed. Have you got an advent calendar?
I have got an advent calendar, and I'm pleased you remembered it's called an advent calendar because this is what happened just a moment ago. Right, so David, exciting times, only a few weeks till Christmas.
I know, I am excited. I love Christmas.
I'm very excited, I love Christmas.
Do you have a chocolate calendar?
No, I've got a real calendar with chocolates in it. It's called an advent calendar. Have you got one? No, I don't have a chocolate calendar. I have an advent calendar.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what was going on here. But yes, I'm looking forward to it. I love Christmas. I really do. And, you know, there's some great magic out this Christmas as well. And we're going to cover a couple of bits which are quite new into the shop, really.
Indeed. So just to let you guys know, our Christmas releases this year have been Gold Dust by Paul Gordon. And for those of you that don't know, I actually created a sampler, which is about 25 minutes long. It gives you a feel of what the DVDs are about. You see Paul performing some of the stuff. All the footage is taken from the DVD, so there's clips of the
interview.
Yeah, there's the interview on there, and we even teach one of the tricks from there, which is a great impromptu trick. And it's one of the things that Paul showed me. Well, it must have been over 10 years ago, and he came into the shop. On the interview, he says he saw me at a lecture. It wasn't. He was lecturing at our Magic Club, not the Alakazam one, but the one that used to be in Ashford, the downtown diner. And before he was lecturing, he came into the shop, and he totally fried me with this trick. And the reason he fried me so bad, we explain on there. But it's absolutely great. It's a trick that's self-working, can be done with any deck of cards.
And the sampler's free, I must say.
The sampler's free. So all you need to do, I'm going to put it on our website as a product or as a button. But yeah, just have a look on our website. If you want the link to it or whatever, if you can't find it, just email us here. And it's a 25-minute sampler, so, and it's quite an entertaining watch as well. So that's the Paul Gordon Gold Dust. Also the Pantera wallet, which has been selling really fast. Great little peak wallet. So check that out on the website. But we've had some new bits in. I will let you guys know as well that the Big Blind Media bundle is still running, it's still active. So if you haven't picked this up yet, it's all of this for $39.99.
Yeah, we had an incredible response to this, so we thought we'd keep it going. It will obviously run out eventually, but yeah, at the moment it's still available. So make sure you have a look at the vlog for that if you haven't seen it already. That was last week's, I believe. That was last week's, and so, it's the Big Blind Media bundle. What have we got this week?
So there's a few things we're talking about this week. We are going to talk about the anniversary Walts deck, which has just come in. One of my favourite things of recent months, which is Tequila Hustler. Even the name makes it worth purchasing. This, I'll go into more details and I'll perform this to you in a minute. Tequila Hustler by Mark Elsden and Mind FX. The Flash Pad, we will talk about. And Fabulous.
Oh, Fabulous.
Like Fabulous, but Fabulous.
See what they did there.
By our very good friend Steve Shufton.
You can perform this?
We will perform this, yes. We'll drop in a performance of it in a moment. So what do we start off with?
Well, let's start talking about this because we're not going to den this.
Right.
We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
And that is the anniversary waltz. So this trick is a classic for magicians, I suppose. You know, if you're doing weddings especially, it's such a lovely souvenir to leave them with. And the effect is that two cards can be selected and signed, and they morph into one souvenir card. Which they can keep. So what makes this different?
Right, well the first thing is when you buy a pack of DF cards, I won't go into it, if you know you know, the actual combinations on a lot of them you can't use.
Right.
So what magicians would do, and a lot of magicians perform anniversary waltz. I perform anniversary waltz. I know you do Matthew Dowden's sort of in the hands version.
Yeah.
I perform sort of more of the classic Doc Eason version.
Yeah.
But it's what would happen is you would buy your deck, and you would end up throwing a lot of the cards away because they wouldn't work, because they were the same on both sides and everything else. What they've done here is they've created a deck with the perfect combinations.
Yeah.
So in here, if you're performing to the top table at a wedding, to the bride and the groom, you've got the King and the Queen of Hearts. You can do it with that. You were never able to do it with that before. And every other card they've chosen, you've got like the Ace and Two of Hearts. But every combination they've chose, they've made sure they're cards with a lot of writing space.
Yeah.
Apart from obviously the Kings and the Queens. But everything else has a lot of writing space on there and signing space. The other great thing about this is if you buy this, if you've never seen or performed anniversary waltz before, you do get a streaming video where they teach you loads of stuff. It's Doc Eason and Garrett Thomas.
Yeah, nice.
So you've got some really, really good handlings on there as well. But anniversary waltz, it's very, very easy to do for anyone that performs you know, sort of beginner to intermediate. You'll be able to do it really easily.
Yeah, it's just such a strong effect because you've got these two cards which are signed at separate times by two different people, which now physically turn into an impossible souvenir. You know, they can try and pick at the card, they're not going to be able to part it. It is an incredible moment. And from experience, performing this at weddings, you know, you do this on the bride and the groom. I always end up doing this, and you make a moment of it. Everyone gathers around, and you do it on the bride and groom, and it gets a real strong reaction. It really does, and they keep it. They definitely 100% keep it. It's really good. And if you the handling that I originally learned was from Doc Eason's bar magic videos many years ago, and with Doc's routine, it's a slightly longer routine. So basically I'll riffle down the deck, you say stop, I cut half of the cards here, you sign your name on the card, I turn it face down, I put it into this half of the pack and it's left out jogged. I now do the same to a second spectator. Their card is now pushed in this side and it's out jogged. You put both halves on top of each other, so you've got one selection out jogged here, one out jogged here. Then you square them up. So at this point, they've seen their cards separately, you know, all the way through. Then you will spread the deck, and one of the cards will turn face up. So you now put that in the same orientation as the deck. Snap your fingers, spread. The other card has now turned face up. But not only that, the other card is now right next to the first card. Then you take both cards, put them into their hands. Perfect.
And then they morph into one. So it's a slightly longer routine, and it makes a really nice performance piece with this lovely souvenir at the end.
Definitely. Well, I know, as you said, I perform Matthew Dowden's version of this. And we are going to give them the streaming video to learn that as well when they purchase Anniversary Waltz. So you're going to get the streaming video from these guys, Garrett Thomas and Doc Eason. They're going to take you through it, but the version that Matthew Dowden uses, I love. It's the one I use, so I thought we'd give it to you as well. So if you purchase this, you will get that streaming video as well. Anything else to say on that? No, it's just great. Highly, highly recommended. It's something you will add to your repertoire and you will do all the time. It really, really is. But like Dave said, if you purchase that, you also get Matt Dowden's streaming video for his Anniversary Waltz, and that will go straight into your Alakazam account. And that is Anniversary Waltz. I'm going to write a prediction down. Okay. Okay. Clear your mind. I won't do that joke. I'm still clearing it anyway, so your joke would have been... No, I know, everyone at home probably did the joke, right? I'm going to leave that face down here. Okay. Pack of cards. Yep. Now, they are all very different. Yes. But I'm not sure if they're all here, so make sure it's one you see. I'm just going to flick through the corner. Okay. Got one. You got one in your mind? Yep. Alright. So I've made a prediction down here. For the first time, can you name the card for me? Seven of Hearts. And it's one you just merely plucked out, yeah? Now here's the crazy thing, this has been on the table the whole time, and I did write a prediction, and it is... The Seven of Hearts? The Seven of Hearts, but let's try something a little different with this. Let's try using another element. We're going to use some fire. Oh yeah. So look, I'm going to rip this out of the pad. Going to move that over here. That's why we have this lovely green mat on the table.
Okay. You don't want to throw it at people's hands, do you?
No, you don't want to throw it at people's hands. Don't be silly. So they're inside here.
Yep.
The hearts are written on here. Just onto the box. Now look.
Oh, that was mystical.
It was mystical, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing. If I take these out of the box now, you might be able to see a sudden change in one of the cards. If I go through, you see all the backs are normal, bar now from one card, which has been scolded. Now this is a card you merely plucked as you saw them all fly by.
Just thought of.
And it was the 7 of hearts. And there is the 7 of hearts.
Really
There
cool.
you go. So what this is, I mean, mainly is the pad, because I think these are great. You know, if you use flash paper, this is just a real easy way to tear a little bit off if you're going to do, let's say, the lollipop production or any production, coin production. Or you can use this as a notepad, so you can write on it and then tear it off. But I think they're great. I use them myself. I know we've recently had them back in, so I thought we would talk about them.
Yeah, and
the card trick.
Yep.
Is limitless. I just think it lends itself perfectly to that routine, because they really can, you know, see other cards flying by and they pluck that card out.
Yeah, that's
great about it.
It is a brilliant routine for it. With yours, when you do it, I know you leave the card bowed, because when you scored the back of a card, it does actually start to bow.
Yeah.
But if you don't want that bow, if you want the deck to look pristine, all you do is you stick that in the middle of the deck and stick it in a card press or under a couple of books, and it ends up flattening it down again.
Yeah. The reason I use it, I leave it bowed, is because when you spread through, giving away the older secret, but you got pressure on the cards, right?
Yeah, so
it's never, and then you get that extra moment where you say, now one card is physically distorted, spread it, show it, and reveal it. So each to their own, but you're absolutely right. If you want it flat, you just keep it in the centre of the cards inside the box for a couple of days.
It flattens it out, just put it under a heavy weight. So the cards that he used for the psychological force are limitless, and they are on our website, and we also do the reload packs as well, so you can choose 7 of hearts, 3 of clubs or Queen of hearts.
I do love limitless. I can't really go on about it enough. Just using it, if you've got it and you've used it, it's one of those things that's just as much fun to use as it is for the spectator to view it as a trick. Because anyway, it's a great thing. If you haven't seen it, look at it.
Yeah, check it out. And we're also putting up some new routines. It will be early next year for Limitless as well. So if you own Limitless, check your account. It will be sometime in January. There'll be another 3 or 4 new effects going up for it. Right, the next thing we're going to talk about is Tequila Hustler by my very good friend Mark Elsden. It's put out by Mind Effects, which is a company owned by my other very good friend, Michael Murray. This is great. I've actually been performing the bass version of this for quite a few months now, because Mark Elsden shared it with me over the phone. He performed it on me and then told me what was going on, and it's really good. And it's quite strange actually, because we were discussing this type of trick before he showed me with it, and before he showed me it, and I remember saying to someone, I don't really like them, I think there's too many things going on, it gets quite confusing for the spectator and everything else. And then Mark done this, it's so direct and straight to the point. And the great thing is, this can be done over the phone, over Skype. You know, it literally is, you don't have to be there with the person. And personally, I use this, I have what they call the real die by Pro Mystic, and I use this as the first part of a 3-phase routine using that die. So I use it as a bit of a throwaway, but it's still, you know, it's still impressive when you do it. But if you're ever in that situation where you need an off-the-cuff type routine, it's perfect.
Yeah, because you just borrow a coin, don't you?
Just borrow a coin. It works 100% of the time. Just a borrowed coin. It can be done over the phone. It can be done over Skype. I don't have to peek anything. I'm not looking for any tells. It's just 100% accurate. Now,
And for me as a spectator, I mean, I have seen other versions of this, and I get confused as a spectator doing it. That's very straightforward. There's not much that you need to know.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's Tequila Hustler. I believe it's £20, and it's something that, you know, you don't have to carry anything with you. It's literally, they can pick up any object. You can, as long as you can hear them, you could be in the next room, you could be on the phone, you could be on Skype. It's great, and it's that standard sort of truth teller routine that sort of Banachek made famous. But to me, it's just so streamlined. It doesn't seem like a lot of these things, there's so many questions going on. And it gets quite complicated for the spectator. This isn't complicated. You know, I've performed it quite a few times, and I've never had a trip up with the spectator make a mistake because I give them so much time.
Yeah, nice. Really good.
So that, my friends, is Tequila Hustler. David,
yeah.
I'm going to show you exactly how a professional pickpocket works.
Right.
Okay. If I wanted to steal something from you,
yeah.
let's say it was something like your phone or your wallet. They're in, you know, your pockets. You can feel them in there. The moment they're gone, you might not feel me taking it,
yeah.
but you might notice you haven't got the same weight in your jacket or the same weight in your trousers.
Yeah.
So the best way to do it is, if I'm going to take a phone, I put something in your pocket roughly the same size and weight, and that way you won't notice any different until you want to use it. I'm going to demonstrate that with some keys.
Okay.
Let's say that you had a key to your car and I wanted it.
Yeah.
And let's say that your one was this one. It's a key with a little heart on it.
Okay.
And the one I've got is this one. It's a key with a little star on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the star and we have the heart.
The heart, yeah.
Okay. So here's the idea. I'm going to, we'll take the heart one here, I'll put the star one here. So the heart one's going to be yours.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is hold on to it really tight,
yeah.
okay? And I've got this one. My job is to try and get the star into your pocket and the heart out of your pocket.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
No.
No, see, that's a great thing. You'll never know because it still feels like you're holding the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've done it.
Nice. Very good.
And that is fabulous. There's a very basic handling of it.
It's great though, because you're left now with 2 key fobs and 2 keys.
Yeah.
There's nothing to find.
You are left completely clean.
Yeah.
It's a great trick by Steve Shuon. Always thinks outside the box.
Yeah.
It does come with instructions. I will be honest with you, I haven't read them. I have had a look at what we got. We come up with a little handling for it. It might be the same handling. Maybe he's got a different handling.
Yeah.
Chances are he's got a better handling than mine. But it's a great little transposition, and it can be done with 2 spectators. So one of them can be holding one, the other one the other,
yeah.
and they change places.
And it can be done like one-on-one, where they're holding it here and it visually changes.
Yeah.
Under their hand. So yeah, there's some nice ideas. A great transposition between 2 objects, and yeah, it's, you know,
it's
stuff
really,
that's always going to be in your pockets.
Yeah, and it's really well made. I mean, these are leather fobs. It's really well made. You get the keys with them. They're just blank keys, but you can put your own keys on them. But it's just a great little trick, and it's not a card trick, it's not a coin trick, it's not sponge balls, it's something different. And I know, you know, this word gets bandied about all the time, organic.
Yeah.
But organic tends to mean everyday objects, something that your spectator relates to. Even though I don't think there's anything wrong with doing sponge balls because they get great reactions, but a sponge ball is not an organic object,
no.
whereas a key ring, a coin is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like a spare of the moment thing, doesn't
yeah.
it? You know, so let's try something with a couple of keys. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, great.
So that is Fabulous by Steve Shuon. That is in stock now. Right, guys, that brings us to almost the end.
It does, yeah. Some great tricks here, and then next week, the 18th is Christmas Jumper Day.
Christmas Jumper Day, where we'll be
Yeah.
wearing a Christmas jumper.
Indeed, on that day.
It's a special day.
It is indeed.
Christmas Jumper Day.
Yes.
Right. So before we go, just like to remind you that if you haven't downloaded the Alakazam VIP Club app, then do it now, because you'll be in with a chance of winning that big
Yeah.
suitcase of magic from
It's
Leo
incredible.
Schmetzer's.
Yeah,
It's
really is.
I think the value is about $1,400. It's about a grand's worth of stuff in there, and that's a limited edition thing. There's only 10 of them made, and this is number 2.
It's got a little plaque on it.
It's got yeah, it's great. So we're going to be drawing the winner for that in January. So if you haven't downloaded it, remember it's on Amazon apps. If you've got a Kindle Fire, it's on the App Store. Just search for Alakazam VIP. It's on Google Play. Once again, Alakazam VIP. If you want to just switch on the notifications or accept notifications, because that way you will get notified of all our special deals, which are almost daily, and there's some great savings there, and a lot of the members are already taking advantage of that, so that's really cool. But to sum up, this week we had Fabulous by our very good friend Steve Shufton, Tequila Hustler by Mark Elsden, the Flash Pads, and of course Anniversary Waltz. So it was a pretty strong show, and they're all workers. That's the great thing. They're all workers. Don't forget the Big Blind Media bundle, that's still running at the moment, and obviously Limitless.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Gold Dust and Pantera.
There you go. Lots of food for thought.
Lots of food for thought.
Right here, same thing every week. And there's probably some of you out there that still haven't subscribed, so make sure you do. As I say, every time one of these videos pops up, you'll be the first to see it. So,
and you can also view them on your Alakazam VIP app.
You can. There's a whole section of all of the vlogs.
Yep.
30 odd hours of us.
Yeah.
So
great. What more do you want over Christmas?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's about it. The other thing, just to remind you as well, is remember we've got that Gold Dust sampler, 25 minutes from Gold Dust, and we teach you a trick. So check that out. If you can't find the link, email us at sales@alakazam.co.uk, ask for the link, we'll send you the link to it. And that's really it for this week. We'll be back next week.
We will. I'm actually going to say one thing this week. Yeah, before we go. Christmas is coming up, so make sure that if there's something you want, your families are aware of the wish list that we do. It's great around this time because you can get tricks that you really want. Tricks that
and make sure people don't buy you doubles.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I know my family buy magic, they don't really know what they're looking for, they don't know what I've got, what I need. So this is stuff that they can actually buy you stuff that you want, and you don't know who's going to get you what.
Yeah.
As soon as it's one of your family members have bought it, it will go off your list, so another family member can't buy the same thing. So it really is a great thing that we have on our site. Make sure you take a look at that. And that's it from me.
And that's it then.
There we go. See you next week, guys. Thanks again for your support. I'll see you next week.